Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a lovely day so far. In today's video I'm going to be diving into this product here. This is the Beauty Bay Glow Filter, the brand new product from Beauty Bay. Of course I got my hands on it. If you don't know, I love the glow. I have very dry skin, so I like having these glowy based products. I'm going to be trying this out. I'm going to be testing it against the two other glowy based products that I have, the E.L.F Halo Glow and the Collection Filter Finish. And then I'm going to be applying the new Beauty Bay one and doing like a full face of makeup using a lot of my Beauty Bay products. So it's not a complete full face of Beauty Bay, but there are a lot of Beauty Bay products going on my face today. But I'm so excited to get into this. So the Glow Filter says that it is a lightweight, versatile formula to prime and illuminate the skin for an effortless glow. The easy to blend skin filter works to smooth and blur the skin to create a sheer finish and a flawless base. Wear alone for glowing skin or under makeup as a dewy base. And I feel like that's how I'm going to use it today. I might even mix it into my foundation, but let's do the swatches first so that I can see how it compares to these two. I absolutely love these two. I have two different shades for different purposes. So the Collection Gorgeous Glow Filter Finish I have in the lightest shade. And this is perfect for me like at the minute when I am my very fairest and like in the winter. And then I have the E.L.F Halo Glow Liquid Filter and I have this in the shade 2. This one is too dark for me at the minute, but my preference, generally speaking, is the E.L.F one. I just generally prefer the finish of it on my skin. I prefer how it looks and how it feels on the skin. It feels slightly more hydrating and it also gives a little bit more, not coverage, but I just feel like it smooths things out a little bit more, whereas this one can look very illuminating, which is obviously the purpose of it. But generally speaking, I just prefer the Halo Glow, so I'm excited to see how the Beauty Bay one compares today. Let's just get into the packaging. I got this in the lightest shade. I believe they had 4, and obviously it's like a sheer sort of finish, so I feel like 4 shades is quite good. The Collection one only has 4 shades, the E.L.F one does have more. So, the packaging, my hands aren't working. The packaging is so nice. It's like a metallic, silvery, beautiful tube. It's a squeezy tube, whereas these two are in like glass bottles. This is a squeezy tube with a pump on the top of it, so I feel like this is probably going to be better for me. I don't really like the packaging of these ones because I feel like you swipe it on and then you have to, like, I have to do like 3 swipes on my massive face to get the right amount of product, whereas I feel like with this I'll just use a pump or 2 pumps and I just feel like I'll prefer it. I've always said that I don't like the packaging for the other ones. So let's do some swatches on the back of my hand. Also, the kitten has been absolutely savaging me, so my hands are scratched a bit. So that is the Beauty Bay Glow Filter, just pumped straight out, and that is it blended out. I would say on first impression that feels stickier, more like a primer than the other two. The other two almost feel like they set down, like they blend out and set down faster. That still feels quite sort of sticky and like it will like leave the skin quite grippy. So that's that one blended out. That is a great colour though, and it does look lovely and illuminating even under my big lights. So this is the Collection Filter Finish, and I feel like they look very similar, although this one, the Beauty Bay one, looks a lot more glowy, whereas this one is almost giving like less glow, which is interesting. I feel like it's because this one there was more product there, so it's still sticky, whereas this one almost gives like a softer illuminating glow, if that makes sense. And then this one, please ignore the scratches, they are from the very small new kitten. This is the E.L.F Halo Glow, and obviously this is in a darker shade. like I say, this is the shade 2, whereas this is the shade 1, and this is the lighter shade as well in the Beauty Bay one. I feel like the stickiness of the Beauty Bay one is making it look more illuminating than it maybe will be once it's properly blended down. I think I might just try and wipe a little bit of that off so that we get more of an idea of how it will actually look. Yeah, so I feel like that has like shown the product a little bit better with just a little bit less of it. Obviously just for a swatch I don't need very much of it. So we have the Beauty Bay Glow Filter, the Collection Filter Finish, and the E.L.F Halo Glow. Obviously the colours are different. It is most similar obviously to the Collection one because they are both the lighter shade, but I feel like if I had the lighter shade in the E.L.F one it would be similar to that as well. I will say it does feel quite different on the skin. It definitely has more tack to it than the other two, which is interesting because it is more of a priming step. I do use it in that way where I sort of just apply it all over the face. I do like to use it like that, so I'm very interested to see how this is going to look all over my face. I have done all of my skincare, so let's just go in. I will start with one pump. So that is how much one pump looks like, and let's just apply this with my hands. Let's see how this looks. It definitely feels thicker going on, definitely feels stickier. So I feel like the illuminatingness is very, very soft, very subtle. Like even now on my hand when these have had a little bit of time to dry down, the Beauty Bay one is definitely the most subtle amount of shine, which I don't mind because sometimes like all over the face it can look a little bit much. I like how that looks. I feel like it looks very soft. The colour is like pretty much non-existent, but I feel like obviously that gives you like the wiggle room between shades where you might not get your perfect match like straight out the tube. I mean that is pretty much a perfect match for me, but I feel like maybe a slightly deeper shade for someone very, very fair like me could make you look more tanned, like how the E.L.F one does for me. I feel like it just makes it a little bit more wearable for more people. So I'm going to go in with my foundation now, and this is the Collection Hydra Serum foundation, one of my favourite ones, and I'm going to mix this. Where am I going to mix this? Because I've got this all over the back of my hand. I'll have to do it on my arm. So I'll take one pump of foundation and I will mix in one pump of the Glow filter, and I will just see how that works. So I'm just mixing it in with the end of an eyeshadow brush and then I'll slap it on. And I'm going to blend this out with a sponge, and I only want like a light coverage today. I'm not going anywhere exciting, I'm not doing anything at all, so I just want something just to even things out a little bit, just a nice light coverage, which generally speaking is my preference. And I already know that I really like this foundation, so I'm interested to see how it works with the filter mixed in. Okay, so I feel like that has blended out really, really nicely. I feel like I can still see quite a bit of redness like on my cheeks, like in the centre here, but I really, really like the finish of that. It's just added a really soft sort of healthy glow, but I don't feel like I look sweaty. For concealer, I'm using the Revolution Fast Base Concealer, and I'm just gonna put a little bit right into the eyes, and I don't want to cover anything else up so that I can actually see how the rest of this is looking. I saw in one of my most recent videos that people said that they wanted to meet the cat or the kitten, and she's just come to join me. So if you hear lots of crashing and banging and meowing, it's her, not me. For bronzer, I'm going in with, I'm starting on the Beauty Bay products now. So this is the Beauty Bay Powder Bronzer in Fawn. This is, I do believe, the lightest shade. I'm just going to use a little bit on my Real Techniques powder brush to start warming up the face. Let's add some life back in, shall we? For blush, I'm using the Beauty Bay Liquid Blush in the shade Peaches, and I'm just going to tap a little bit on the top of my brush and then dab it on from there so that I'm not getting too much colour straight off. I like to control it a little bit more because it is so pigmented. For brows, I have my E.L.F combination. I know that Beauty Bay have brow products, I just don't have any, so I'm using the Instant Lift Brow Pencil and the Wow Brow. The brow pencil I have in neutral brown and the Wow Brow I have in brunette. So I'll be right back when I've got some brows on my head. For the eyes, I'm going to go in with just a little bit of that powder bronzer on an eyeshadow brush, and I'm just going to tap out those creasing. See, I would normally have set all of this by now, but I don't want to set it so that I can see how it's actually looking. I'm just going to run a little bit of this through the crease because I have another product that I want to use on the eyes, but I just want a little bit of colour through there first. If I look all hot and flustered, it's because I just had to wrestle that small kitten that I just showed you. She was climbing up my houseplant and trying to eat the leaves. So I banished her to the spare room and I can get back on now. So for the rest of the eye look, I'm using the Beauty Bay Crayon Eyeliner in the shade Peacock. I absolutely love these. It like matches my nails pretty much perfectly. So that wasn't planned, but I'm going to enjoy it anyway. I'm going to just scribble this like along the lash line and then I'm going to smudge it out with an eyeshadow brush. So scribble that all along, and I'm taking a dense eyeshadow brush and I'm just going to tap over it really, really lightly just to smudge it and soften it slightly. I can't remember off the top of my head if Beauty Bay do a mascara. I feel like I haven't seen one on their website, but how incredible would a Beauty Bay mascara be? Like, I bet they would just get it perfect because these are perfect, the eyeshadow palettes are perfect, the blush is perfect. I feel like so far it's early doors, but I feel like the filter is perfect. I really, really enjoy it. So I feel like they would really get a mascara so right. Like, there would be no smudging, there would be no flaking, it would last all day, it would be like the blackest of black. Maybe that's what they're doing next. I would also love them to do foundations. I would also love them to do concealers, everything. I want Beauty Bay to do everything. So like I say, I don't have a Beauty Bay mascara, so I have the Collection Lash Surge False Lash Effect mascara. I didn't realise that was a tongue twister until I tried to say it out loud. So I'm just going to apply a little bit of this, and then I have some lip products from them. Before I move on to the lips, I just want to add a little bit of an inner corner highlight because you know I've got to. So this is the Beauty Bay Powder Highlighter in the shade Beam, and I absolutely love this for an inner corner highlight. It is perfect. I actually feel like it can be sometimes, even for me who likes to be seen from outer space, sometimes this can be too much on the face, which is like unheard of for me to say because, like I say, I like a glow. And actually, while I've still got you zoomed in, I want to try the glow filter over the top of my makeup because I like to use these two like on top of the makeup as a highlighter, and I want to see how this one looks like that. So I'm just going to take the tiniest bit, like that's definitely too much, but I'm just going to take it onto my fingers and try and dab this like over the high points of the cheeks to add a little bit more of a glow over the top of the makeup. I am getting my hair stuck in it, but that is completely my own fault. So I feel like that has added a nice little touch of glow like onto the high points. However, I have only just applied it, but that does feel considerably stickier than like the E.L.F Halo Glow. I can't use my words today, but yes, that definitely feels stickier. Like everything else sort of feels a little bit more set. It is still a little sticky. I would personally quite like to set this sort of just here and like down the centre of my face, I feel like I could use a setting powder. It is looking a tiny little bit more shiny sort of down the centre of the face than what I would generally prefer, but I feel like it looks really nice. Right, let me just finish off the lips. So I'm using the Essence Soft and Precise Lip Pencil in 101, my choice. I thought I had an Essence, Beauty Bay lip liner. It's been a long day, can you tell? I thought I had one. I can't find it. Maybe I don't have one. I can't remember. And then the last product I'm using today is the Beauty Bay lip gloss, and this is in the shade Candy. And I'm just going to tap a little bit of this over the lips and just sort of blend it into that lip liner that I put down, and that is me done. So first impressions, let me zoom you out first. So first impressions, I feel like it's definitely more of a grippy primer than the E.L.F. Halo Glow or the Collection Filter Finish. So I feel like it has got a place in my collection. However, I would personally have to set this for an everyday basis. I feel like it looks really, really nice. I wouldn't necessarily say that it's like blurred. It had some sort of blurring claims, didn't it? Blur the skin to create a sheer finish and a flawless base. I wouldn't necessarily say it's blurred. However, I do feel like it looks really, really nice. It's less glow, but it is like, it feels like a really nice sort of hydrating, grippy primer with that little bit, just the right amount, I would say, of illuminatingness, luminosity, to make it look like your skin is so juicy and so healthy, but not glittery. Like, I do feel like sometimes the collection ones I can't use all over my face, like the E.L.F. Halo Glow, I can't use it all over my face because it just looks too much. I have to just sort of keep it on the outsides of my face, whereas this one I just applied all over, and I feel like if I just set here, I would really like how all of this is looking. It also mixed into foundation really, really nicely, which I wasn't necessarily expecting it to with that more sticky finish. But that looks really, really nice. I mean, I do already love this foundation. I wanted to use a foundation that I know and I love. So I did really like how they combined. I did really like the amount of coverage that it gave me with one pump of the glow filter and one pump of foundation. It was just the right amount of coverage for me, and it just added, again, that tiny little bit more luminosity, and it just sheared out the formula a little bit more. Because for me, I feel like this is quite different. I feel like it has a different place in my collection than these ones do, and these ones are already like, they are in a category of their own, because I almost use them as like a highlighter. I generally use these as a highlighter like at the end of my makeup, whereas this one I would use as well as one of these underneath everything as a true primer. So I feel like if you have one of these and you are interested in this, I feel like personally they are different enough, whereas with these, like, you only need one or the other. I have two because I have two different colours, and I am sort of coming into the Halo Glow time of year, with this being more of my summer shade. So that is my thoughts. If you are new here, I do a lot of first impressions videos, and I give you like my first impression and a review that way, but I will also carry on using this product. I carry on using all of the products that I test, and I will come back at the end of the month with like a monthly roundup. So if you want to see like some final thoughts after I've had more of a play with any of these products, then you can see that video. It will be coming at the end of the month. I will of course continue to use the Beauty Bay Glow filter, and I will come back with a review at the end of the month with more in-depth thoughts once I've had time to play with it a little bit more. As always, I will leave everything linked down below, but until next time, thank you ever so much for watching. Bye!